Good evening, Professor. My name is Ritvik Sagin. We Group 2, and we're going to present our report on credit card fraud detection and churn prediction analysis. Next slide, please. So to give you an overview of the topic, banks are characterized by their higher transaction volume, and due to this, they face persistent challenges in effectively detecting fraudulent activities. The huge scale of transactions increases the complexity of fraud detection and emphasizes the importance of creating customer retention strategies. So credit card fraud detection refers to the deceptive use of credit card information to make purchases or transactions, usually without the knowledge or consent of the cardholder. Online transactions carry a high risk of fraud, exposing financial institutions to potential financial losses and reputational damage. Customer churn rates in credit card services. This refers to the percentage of customers who stop using the company's products. Elevated churn rates within credit card services pose a significant threat to a bank's revenue streams and overall profitability. Next slide, please. No, next slide. Oh no, sorry, previous slide. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah. So our business goal is to develop a comprehensive fraud detection system tailored for online payment transactions. To achieve this, we have deployed advanced analytical techniques to identify and prevent fraudulent activities in real time. Our stakeholders for the business would be financial institutions, which I've mentioned before, and credit card customers, as they rely on the financial institution to safeguard their information and prevent fraudulent activities on their accounts.
So, data mining problems revolves around the use of supervised learning by leveraging historical transaction data and customer demographics. We have trained predictive models that can easily classify transactions as legitimate or fraudulent and anticipate customer churn based on past behavior. The crux of our approach is the application of these models in a real-time systems. This enables us to promptly identify fraudulent transaction and spot customers who may be at the risk of leaving. Deploying these models in real time allows us to intervene and mitigate risk effectively, enhancing both financial security and overall customer satisfaction. Now let's break down the data sets we have been working with. Can you change this one? Uh, First, talk about the fraud detection dataset. This dataset is obtained from Kaggle, containing over a million observations with 11 variables. Key variables here include transaction type, amount, and an indicator of fraud occurrences. These elements are essential for our fraud detection analysis. Let's talk about the other dataset, that is churn prediction dataset. It is sourced from analytics platform. This data set includes information from 10,000 customers across 23 variables encompassing demographic features, credit card details, and transaction history. The significance of the variables cannot be overstated. For instance, in the fraud detection dataset, the step variable represents time in hours, which is crucial for temporal analysis, while type and amount gives us insight into the into the nature of the transactions and help us spot anomalies respectively. In the churn prediction dataset, variables like client number and attrition flag are the key to individual analysis and identifying churn trends. This data is from the foundation of our predictive models, allowing us to derive insights that not only detect fraud but also preemptively address customer retention challenges. Over to you, Sonam.
Sonam, unmute yourself and speak, Sonam.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah. So our topic is over here about data cleaning. So talking about data cleaning here, it's about extract, transform, and load steps which are involved over here to retrieve the data from the respective sources, which we have taken from the Kaggle and different analytic platforms as well, which are in CSV format. They are all transformed, that is, they are processed to ensure consistency, handle missing values or any outliers are there to address them or any null data. We have also loaded completely the clean data in a structured format for our complete project. The challenges on the techniques which are over here are missing values, outliers, and data consistency. Python is used for data pre-processing as well. Moving ahead, our next slide, which is about the methods. So here methods are, to detect fraud and predict customer churn. We employ a comprehensive set of analytical different techniques, which are along with machine learning algorithms. Now, these methods enable us to extract valuable insights from the data and develop predictive models that can be deployed in real-time systems. Now, here we have different analysis based like univariate analysis, where we analyze each variable individually to understand its distribution and identify any outliers that may skew the data. Now, this will provide us a foundational understanding of the characteristics of the data. Next is the bivariate analysis over here, which will explore the relationships between pairs of variables. Similarly, we have visualization techniques to visualize the data and uncover meaningful patterns. So we can visualize all the different techniques, including histograms, box plots, scatter plots, correlation matrix, and everything. So this is all about where we are also going ahead with machine algorithms, feature engineering model development, which includes variable transformation, creation of new features, feature scaling as well. Next, over to you, Brito.
Okay, so moving on, we have actually used Power BI to create a dashboard to take a look at the customers' demographic to get more insights by creating graphs and charts, and to take a look and hopefully see what kind of behaviors that they have. So we can firstly see on a very high level that we can take a look at the marital status and the gender analysis. So we can also look at the attrition analysis. So basically, what attrition analysis does is that it shows attract customers are basically a group of customers that have been lost through time for any other reason, and then we can take a look at the existing customer. So basically, this just like a high level analysis of the customer's demographic. Moving on, we can also kind of take a look at the total the trend of the total transaction amount throughout the year. As you can see from the graph, you can see that there's like it has been it's like a general slope, but then there's like a high spike in July to August. We can also further categorize these customers by their income category to see what are their income levels, how are they using the credit cards to what kind of levels, and how basically the behaviors when it comes to based on the income. So moving on to the next slide. We also kind of took a look at what kind of education level do they have, and we took a look at their total credit limit based on the income level which we saw earlier. So all these charts are really kind of paints us a broader picture of what kind of customers that banks has been dealing with, and what kind of usage they have on the credit cards in a sense. So moving forward, the next slide. Here, this is kind of interesting because firstly, when you're taking a look at the age distribution, we can see that it follows a general bell curve, and we can also see that the peak is between 40 years old to 50 years old. So this is kind of expected because we know that people in those age group have a lot of expenses, which is why they have a higher usage of credit cards, and which is why they will have a lot more credit cards. But then if you take a look at the average utilization ratio, it also kind of similarly mirrors the age distribution. So the credit utilization ratio is actually like a financial metric that measures how much of your available credit that a person is currently using. So like I said, it is kind of we can kind of learn that people are from 40 years old to 50 years old, since they have like the most expenses in terms in their life stages, they would generally have the most average utilization ratio, which can be seen from these two charts. Yeah, so moving on to the next speaker.
I will talk about the evaluation matrices, which that are essential for evaluating our model success. I'm going to talk about firstly about the accuracy. Accuracy is the foundation matrix that tells us how correct our model predictions are. Precision measures how precise our model is when identifying fraud happen. Recall is the third matrix, which is critical for identifying every pertinent observation in the data. F1 score is very important, which is imbalance between the precision and recall that comprehensively measure model performance. Cross validation prevents overfitting by dividing our data into subsets for training and testing datasets. This ensures reliable evaluation and generalization to new data. ROC curve and AUC curve, accuracy under the curve, provide a holistic view of the model ability to discriminate and quantify it. The confusion matrix, all this is the confusion matrix reveals true positive, true negative, false positive, and false negatives. Through its analysis, we identify the model's errors and misclassifications. In the last, the model calibration ensures the predicted probabilities align with reality, protecting against skewed insights. By using all these evaluation matrices, we can optimize our models for better predictive accuracy. Next to the file.
Yeah, thank you, Manpreet. Talking about the implications, so we have gotten into the insights of the business. So talking about the fraud detection insights, so like there are a lot of fraudulent activities which has actually been happening all across the globe. So basically, the credit card frauds are detected through various methods, which is including the transaction monitoring, then fraud analytics, and machine learning algorithms. Then there are also real-time alerts for unusual activity. And this is basically the implication and also the actions which has been taken place by a lot of banks. And there are a lot of retention strategies where they are developing awareness among the people by the marketing campaigns. There are a lot of celebrities, they are tying up with the banks, and they are making all the customer base aware about the risk which they can face, and they're not supposed to share any kind of passwords or their credit card details or any security number, and so that their like privacy could be at breach and the credit card details could be leaked to the cyber people. So it's definitely not safe. So these are the implications which I have been through and read about. So Sonam, you can move on to the next slide. Okay, now talking about the recommendations, so there is definitely, as I spoke, the awareness. So there are a lot of challenges which has been encountered by a lot of people, and due to less awareness, people lose a handsome amount of money, which is definitely not good. So to overcome all these things, all the challenges which a layman faces, there could be awareness definitely from the bank or on the ads, or there could be hoardings on the roads, like so that people are aware of the fraudulent activities and the patterns. And there could also be updation with the industry trends, like what is the industry research, like people have to be informed about the recent trends, technologies, and the regulation. And of course there should be training and development, in which it should be an ongoing training, like to keep up with the data analytics and the machine learning team. And the best practices should be enforced. People put in a lot of money into their bank accounts with a sense of security that yeah, it's going to be safe. But yes, any like financial industry should look into it, and that's what we would recommend as a complete project. And thank you so much, Professor. From our end, we have tried to build in the dashboard, and we all have put in an effort to highlight what are the challenges and how these fraudulent activities can be reduced into the market. I hope we have added into the project and we have done justice to the Capstone project. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.